So, guys, several videos ago, I talked about the Sudowrite AI generated site, if you will. And, I mentioned how it kind of lets you, unlike some other sites like ChatGPT and Bard, Google, and a few others, even though they may let you do that if you, I think, upgrade or you put in extensions and everything. I talked about how it and another site called DreamPress will allow you to be more creative, especially if you want to go, in a certain direction, from a mature standpoint. And, Sudowrite definitely did not disappoint. Now, it does have some options in there that you have to utilize if you want to get what you want to get to. So, for example, if you want to write a very mature, risque kind of story, you have to basically have to go to the right settings. Like when you choose to create a new story, right at the left of the screen, you'll see the right guided option or button. And what you need to do is click on that and then scroll down. And then what you'll do is you will see the option to you'll see the option to set set the standard, if you will, or set what you want to do. Like, this is what I'm talking about. When you click here and you start a new project, this is one of the first buttons you'll see. And then you'll see like this, the guided basically let you write in what you want to put in, or give you some suggestions and all that. And then you got auto, where it just does it automatically. You can choose the tone of it, like if you want to go with any one of those tones, for your writing. Or if you want to change the writing settings, then you have these settings right here. And the one that, if you want to get really like frisky and everything that you want to go with, like very mature and everything, unfiltered is the way to go. And, oops, they don't want to do that. Go back to unfiltered there. But anyway, there are other options, as you saw there, like these three right here are the most, probably the most commonly used, but then you have other ones down here. I haven't tested those ones yet, but, I eventually down the line I will. But like I said, if you want to get a little, frisky and everything with your creative styles and what you want to put into the story, include into the story, I should say, that unfiltered is one way to go. The other option they've done as well, the other change, as you say, they've done, from a subscription standpoint or even a non-subscription standpoint, is they've changed the way you use words. Like in the original, you would pay a monthly fee, subscription-wise, and you'd get maybe 30,000 words added on to what you haven't used yet. So let's say you have 5,000 words left, they would add, a monthly 30,000, you'd have 35,000. Well, this time around, they've decided to go the credits route and increase the number of words substantially to where now it's not just 30,000, it's 300,000. And what that does is it substantially allows people like me and you to create as much as we want. And I think what it does as well is it doesn't, become, I guess you could say, a temptation to use up all our letters. Now, I'm not saying they don't get used up quickly, because the one thing about any AI generated site is it still has a lot to learn. So like when you go into the guided area and you type in what you want to have it put into the story, or at least give you various choices on the left side of the screen to choose from to add to the story, it won't always go exactly the way you want. So what you'll have to do is take what you've typed into the guided area, copy and paste it, and just put it down there yourself in the, on the page, in the story yourself. And then that will kind of help it, help it out a little bit, to where when you want it to finally add on automatically again, you go back to guided and you type in what you want, to have happen after what you had to copy and paste and put in yourself. And basically, when you type in what you want to have in or have added in afterwards, that usually will kind of help it out. That will usually guide it, if you will, to, actually, go down the direction you want it to go down. But yeah, but yeah, they don't. But well, hold on for a second. I'm trying to think about. I'm doing this unscripted and without any bullet points, if you will. You could probably tell by that. But anyway, what I'm saying, what that allows you to do with the credits is, like I said, it doesn't cause you to use them a lot. You don't run out so quickly. But if you're giving choices you don't want to, you feel is not the choice you want, then yeah, your words can, credit-wise, they can kind of run low. They can go from being 300,000 to 240,000, just like that, because you're trying to get, the AI to give you what you want, and basically 1 out of 3 times you'll finally probably get what you want. After sometimes you may have to copy and paste or type it in yourself. So, basically that's the one benefit, somewhat of a benefit to the improvements that Sudowrite did. That basically now they're giving you credits to where you can use them, but you won't be in such a hurry to use them because of the fact that there's so many of them. You would realize yourself that, yeah, I'm not going to get this all done in 1 day or 1 week. It's going to take time. And for me, it did. I still had some left over I still had some up to the end of the month. And when I did have to buy some, I didn't have to buy any actually. What happened is that because I didn't use so many, and this is another benefit that they do as well, the reason when I ran out, I thought I was going to have to pay for some new words, some new credits, but instead they offered me, 70, what they offered me was 750 more credits. Well, not 750 more, what I'm talking about. They offered me 75,000 more credits is what they did. So that kind of helped me out in the long run. And I didn't use all of the credits they offered me, after I used up my originals, my monthly ones, instead they basically bounced over to this month, so that when I looked at, my new month subscription, which I do pay, it said 370,000 credits, that's, or something like that. It says 370,000 credits. So I'm like, oh good, that's enough for me to work with. And I've been working with them since. But like I said, the only downside sometimes is just like before, which, is something I hope they improve on, is when you use the credits, sometimes you can use them very quickly because sometimes you're not always going to get what you want unless you put it in yourself, and then maybe those credits that you want to utilize to have them put in what you want, where they'll follow your instructions, because that's what Guided does, it follows your instructions. You'll usually hopefully get something out of that. You'll get something out of that, which I think is a benefit. I think it's a good and great benefit in the long run. So, so that's something to look at, to look forward to, if you will, to look at and look forward to. But overall, Sudowrite is, like I said, a very good system, a very good service. It's very knowledgeable of what you type into. Like if you want to do a Sonic story and you want to use certain characters, it's become very knowledgeable of those characters of that series. So like if you want to do a story with Rosemary Prower, which is Tails' mom, and the Archie Sonic, it'll know who you're talking about. If you want to do one with Bernadette Hitchcock, Sonic's mom, and Archie Sonic, it'll know who you're talking about. If you want to do one with Alicia Acorn, Queen Alicia Acorn, Sally's mom, and Archie Sonic, it'll know who you're talking about. So it has evolved. It has evolved in everything. And again, the big improvement that it's done is it allows you to have a lot more time to create what you want to create, because it's provided you with a lot more words than last time. And I think the reason they did is a lot of people probably complained to them and said, look, we're spending too much money trying to buy up new words and everything. Every time we run out, we need more time, or else you're going to probably lose our service. And I don't think being a new AI generated writing site, they want to lose anything. Like they don't want to lose any of the customers they have. And they probably decided, okay, we're going to improve, we're going to change things. And that's what they've done. They've changed it to where now when you write something, again, like I said earlier, you have a lot more time to do it, because the credits or the words I should say, or the credits as they call it now, have increased from the 30,000s to 300,000. And and basically plus whatever is left over from the previous month that gets added on. So it is a good site. It's definitely a good site, and I highly recommend checking it out. I think a lot of people will enjoy it. And again, it's one of those rare AI generated sites that give you the option to get a little bit more adventurous with your storytelling, unlike ChatGPT 4 from Open.ai, and Bard Google, and Bing Microsoft, unless again you add certain extensions or you upgrade to certain premiums and all that. But yeah, it's doing a great job, and I highly recommend it. It's only, if you want to subscribe, it's only like $20 a month. It's not too much. It's basically the same amount as a Netflix account. So if you want to check it out, again, like I said, I highly recommend you do. I think you'll enjoy what you get out of it. And again, you don't have to worry about spending too much money, because what they're going to supply you with now is not just 30,000 words to start off as a subscriber. They'll start you off with 300,000, and that's enough. That's enough to where you won't have to worry about wasting it just like that. You can take your time, but you also have to be kind of maybe your own creator when you don't probably get what you want inserted in there automatically, But anyway, though, guys, I know I sound like I rambled a bit here, but I just wanted to tell you again, Sudowrite, and how much I like it and how much I think you're going to like it. And until then, talk to you.